started comparing the ding ding. You know, in the bathroom, he was there checking out how the ding ding is, and just to see like what is it really that I can't give you that he is giving you, you know. Apparently, Billy and Brad are actually dating in real life. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are actually going to discuss or analyze this series called, yes, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the words though, because I'm scared for YouTube to, like, you know, demonetize me and just give me those strikes and stuff, you know. But I'm gonna say it anyways. It's called SexLife. YouTube, please don't put a strike on my video for saying this word. Guys, this series, I recommend it to you guys, definitely. So what we're gonna use in this video, I'm gonna replace sex with pata pata, okay? All right, so this series, for those of you that haven't watched it, this series is based on the main character Billy and her husband Cooper and her ex-boyfriend slash playboy slash all the words you can think of, Brad, okay? And her friend, what is name, mano? Oferente, yeah, Billy Oled, nare. Yeah, Billy. SexLife. No, SexLife. Okay, see here. You forgot her name. Okay, we're gonna Google her name. Billy's friend Sasha, best friend Sasha. Okay, so I'm just gonna give a little bit explanation of the series. All right. So Billy is a young woman who is married to Cooper, a lovely committed guy, but she's still actually in the fantasy or still crazy about her ex, Brad, who used to drive her crazy with pata or in the bedroom. So she started feeling unsatisfied in her marriage, whereby she started now writing all these feelings with her ex or her past experience with her ex in a laptop, and her husband discovered it, and actually he discovered it, and then he was very disappointed, and he tried to actually satisfy the woman by practicing literally what the lady wrote, what the ex used to do to her, in order to like give her that satisfaction in a way where I feel like it was not proper, because it's like psychological trauma. But yeah, so he tried all the husband, Cooper, tried by all means to satisfy the lady or meet her needs, just so that they make their marriage work and all that. All right. But unfortunately for Billy was torn apart. Billy was still stuck in she was confused, literally. She was confused, she doesn't know, because this husband, Cooper, he's like a lovely husband. He gives her everything. She's a stay-at-home mom, they have 2 babies. He goes to work, he's a provider, he's everything, you know? He's the kind of man that she would dream of. The man that's caring, loving, and a family-oriented man, alright? So, but apart from that, that was not enough. She was still craving that pata with the ex who used to drive her or used to be crazy adventurous. They would do all crazy stuff everywhere, you know. So she was still in those thoughts and in those memories, and this torn her apart. She could not make a decision. She couldn't make up her mind. One moment she's like literally happy with her family, the next moment she's thinking about this guy, the ex-boyfriend. Okay, so yeah, then that's what happened, and now Cooper discovered it, and he's really heartbroken about it, but he's not giving up. He's trying to fight for his marriage and for his wife, try to please her in any way possible, you know, but it's just not enough. It's not enough. So that's where it raises the question, can you have it all? Can you have it all? And that's where I also raise my question, is love alone enough? Okay? All right, that's the background of it. We move on. Okay, so here I'm just gonna point out the things that went against a perfect marriage, or I don't know if there's a thing called the perfect marriage, but like a lovely marriage. All right. Okay, so these things that I noticed in the series is that basically there was lack of communication, lack of trying to go to even a therapist to help the relationship, or to come to an agreement of what each one actually really wants or expect from the other one. So Billy still went on fantasizing, and still, for me, she still went and continued writing in her laptop, which is like her diary, about all the feelings she was still getting for the ex. And the husband, Cooper, will still be reading all those things. So even when he found that she was doing this, she still went on and continued writing. So for me, that raised a question like, you like, are you not regretting it? Like, now you are caught, how are you feeling about it? Why are you still going on about it? You know, why are you not stopping? Then if there's an issue, why don't you address it? Okay, why can't you address it? And if you want to make your marriage work, why can't you go for therapy and come to a conclusion whether you want to be in the marriage or not, you know, instead of driving this man crazy? Okay, so she would go back to the guy, see him here and there. The guy would even come to their house. Can you believe it? And he would come to the house. He even made the keys, you know. And this now literally drove the husband crazy, to the point where he was also feeling a little bit insecure. The man literally grew insecure. He became insecure to a point where he started stalking the ex, to a point where he started comparing the ding. He went to the gym where the guy exercises, and you know, in the bathroom, he was there checking out how the ding is, and just to see like, what is it really that I can't give you that he is giving you, you know? So yeah, and all those things just led him to being crazy, like feeling insecure, not feeling like he's doing enough, feeling like he's not enough for her, and wanting also for his wife to feel that way for him. Like, why can't you just see what he is, you know, what he has to offer? So yeah, and this also led to other people knowing that there were problems in the relationship, and led to other temptations and other people trying to stick their nose in this type of marriage, and to a point where the boss of the husband, Cooper, literally like tried to initiate and telling him all these things like, I'm better, I can offer you more, and you know, like, here's my key, you can come to me, like, why can't you see that you deserve better, and things like that, you know. So yeah, these are the things that I felt like they went against a perfect marriage. Like, should they have just work it out, like talk about it and just come to a conclusion, or just take a break or something like that, you know, take a break and figure out what they really wanted, instead of just like going against, especially Billy, going against or behind the husband's back, texting to the ex, seeing the ex, meeting up the ex, and all this, you know. So yeah, and to a point where they also like went to a party, a pata party, and a husband Billy ended up having an encounter with one of the neighbors, because it was like a whole couple scene thing, whereby like open relationship thing, where you go with your husband and someone else can do pata with your husband, and you can do pata with other people's husband. Like, it's like you are both aware and you know what's happening. So Billy, not Billy, but Cooper literally had like an encounter where their neighbors or their friends' wife ended up giving him satisfaction, you know. And it was crazy, because now, like, the wife was literally there watching everything, and it torn her apart. And for me, it's like, if she was really torn apart by just seeing that, how does she think the husband feels when she does that with, or go against that with the ex, you know. Okay, so then we move into the next thing that I saw and I want to discuss is the girl code. All right, so I said Billy has a best friend, Sasha. So Sasha knows that Billy and Brett have been dating and they had a crazy thing together, you know. And Sasha literally, Sasha, best friend of Billy, literally went and had a thing, or that she has been having a thing with Billy's ex, who is Brett. So, and it was like as in normal. She was like, oh no, I thought you were over it. And the fact that this girl, Billy, cried on her shoulder to her best friend Sasha about how the guy hurt her and all that, because he had like daddy issues. It's like he was not there. He was conflicted. He didn't know what he wanted, you know? He was torn apart. It's like he wants her, but then he doesn't want her. Then he's afraid. Then he's afraid of what he went through, what his dad did to him. It was just, he was like, just not emotionally ready for a relationship, but he was torn apart between those two feelings, his emotions and the fact of like losing her and being with her, and then again, not giving her what she wants. So Sasha had encounters with this guy. So it leads me to the question of what happened to the girl code? Like, hello, we're best friends. You can't pata with my ex. Like, I'm even still traumatized. I'm still in this situation. I'm still torn apart. Like, I'm still figuring it out, like, with my ex. And you are still busy with him. I'm hurt because of him. I'm torn apart because of him, and you're busy with him. And the funny thing is, she still goes back to the best friend and explain her situation to the best friend, but she was still busy with him. This is where I didn't understand. Like, couldn't they just get someone else, like, who was her best friend and not Sasha? Or couldn't he be like involved with somebody else, not Sasha? Because it doesn't, for me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't give a great look, you know. Okay, so then we move on. Then we move on to the Bible perspective. Okay. Okay, this is not for everyone because not everyone is a Christian, all right? But it just leads me to a point where marriage. The Bible says you must be married to your husband, be faithful to your husband or your wife, and you choose each other till death do you apart, all right? So what happened to this Bible perspective? What happened to the religion? What happened whereby you are actually, you're committed to this person, you vow in front of God that you're gonna be with this person. So what happened to that? What happened to that? What happened to that, you know? What happened to that? Because these people now are having extra curriculum activities with other people. So what happened to a godly marriage whereby it's only supposed to be a husband and a wife? Not polygamy, monogamy. What happened to that? That's what I want to know. I want the author to explain to me that part. Okay, or are we living in a sexual fluid society now, or what, you know? And then we look at the consequences of being in such kind of dynamic love triangle. Being in that kind of dynamic triangle, like, what are the consequences? You know? So for me, this is more like a polygamy relationship, you know? So whereby one person actually is not satisfied and they're torn apart because they can't decide who to choose, and they're torn apart between an ideal marriage and an ideal fantasy. So now they bring this third person in their marriage, you know, and obviously if there's a third person involved, then there's always consequences, there's always problems that are going to arise, you know. So this whole thing brings all insecurity, it brings a whole of fights, it brings a lot of unsureness, a lot of hurt, people getting hurt. It brings a lot of a dysfunctional family. The kids are seeing all these things, the kids are hearing mommy daddy arguing, you know. It brings all this crisis in the family, whereby it will even affect the kids should they really, like, you know, be when they start seeing or hearing mommy and daddy fighting and all these things, you know. So yeah, it really destroys the marriage, it destroys the family, it destroys kids. Those are the consequences of this love triangle, polygamy. Okay, then we also talk about sacrifices and dissatisfaction. Okay, like Billy is actually unsatisfied in this marriage. She's still to figure it out whether the whole fantasy, the whole crazy of thinking about the ex is just a fantasy, or it's actually like a reality that they are soulmates, you know. And she's really like confused. She's torn apart. She doesn't know what to do, because she's having this perfect marriage, perfect house, perfect husband, perfect babies, and she's still not satisfied. She's still not satisfied. She still craves for that, you know. She still craves for that. And for me, this just leaves a question whereby, if it was really meant to be, why is he not the one in Cooper's position, you know? Why is he not the one in Cooper's position? But anyways, the series is not over yet. We're going to season 2. And I can't wait for season 2, because oh my gosh, it's gonna be crazy. Because Billy, literally, after solving everything with her husband and coming to an agreement, and she was happy, they solved everything, you know, that thought is still not gone. It's still not gone. The thought is still not gone of the ex. And she literally, like, one day she would just, her mind just went like crazy, and she ran. She left everything, and she went to see the guy. She went to see the ex. She went to see the ex. And for me, this just leaves the point like really girl, then why can't you just decide? Why can't you just decide? And this really brings a whole lot of insecurity towards Billy. He's insecure, and definitely his self-esteem will go down, because he's gonna feel like he's not worthy of her. Now they're fighting over her, and it's like he's not getting it. He's not getting what he wants. And you know, that craziness of fighting for something that you actually like can't have, it's what's driving him now. It's what's literally driving him. Okay, we move on to what I like about this series. Okay, there are things obviously that I like. So what I like about this series is that they normalize the breastfeeding and pumping of milk. They literally embrace the maternal perspective of being a woman, that you breastfeed and that you pump milk, and this is normal. They didn't hide this at all. I really love that about this series. They embrace the mother, okay? And then there are things that I also didn't like. What I didn't like about this series is that there was lack of communication. Even with the communication, they still didn't seek the proper help that they actually needed to get. They went and tried their own stuff instead of getting really like professional help, you know. What I also didn't like about this is that they normalized work relations. So Cooper and his boss were literally like getting it on, you know. And it was like as normal. The way they portrayed it in the series, like it was normal, like it's not a problem at all. I don't know if it's normal in other countries, but in our workplace, especially your boss who you work under, who makes decision for you, who gives recommendation for all employees according to your performance, and you are like literally involved. I just feel like personal emotions will be involved, and I feel like she'll be choosing him over anybody else, you know. And the other thing that I also didn't like is I didn't understand why Billy had footage, especially videos, from her past relationship. After being in a marriage for like 5 years, she still had those footage. So I did not understand this part. So it's like somehow she was really not over the guy, and she knew it, you know. Yeah, and then the last point is my worries of the series. Okay, so I'm just worried that this series might have misinterpretations, misleading of society, thinking it's normal to live this kind of life, especially for people that are already in marriages and they're having a little bit of problems or are going through stuff. And if they watch this, it could actually be misleading. They could be misled or misinterpret the whole situation, you know. And also just like a little bit of confusing the theory with reality. Yeah, that can happen. That's what I'm worried about to those that are actually like unstable right now. This series, like if they watch it, it could literally like confuse one person, or yeah, it can confuse a person and confuse their reality with the series, thinking it's normal, you know. Yeah, so basically I'll recommend ones to watch it with an open mind, and yeah, with an open mind. And probably if you're a couple, you must watch it together and just see and discuss like your opinions with each other. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys, for those that have watched it, what do you guys think about this series? What do you think about it? Like, what is your perspective? Like, it's one of, I've never spoken about a series before, a movie. It had me interested. It had me on my toes. I was like, is it really? This is what's happening. Okay, let's dive into this series. My cousin actually recommended to me. When I saw it, I didn't really know like it was a reality. Yeah, so guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, and today's shout out goes to Glorified by God, Gabby's Happy Life, Adele Paulo, and Launa K. Melauna. So do check out this YouTube channel. Please subscribe and leave a lovely comment on their videos. Obviously, please do watch videos. Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe again. Bye.